Look, let me describe something painfully familiar. You walk up to an ATM. You type your PIN. You pull out $200 in cash. You fold it. You put it in your wallet. And instantly before you spend a single dollar, you feel it. It feels limited. It feels real. It feels like something you could actually lose. Now compare that to this. You open your phone. You tap once. Face ID. Payment approved. $200 gone. No wait. No emotion. No reaction. Same money. Same value. Completely different behavior. And that difference? That's not an accident. That difference is quietly deciding whether you stay broke or build wealth. And here's the uncomfortable truth. This has nothing to do with discipline. Here's the thing. Most people don't think they're bad with money. They say, I don't even know where it went. I swear I didn't spend that much. I make enough, but I'm always at zero. And maybe that's you. You're not reckless. You don't gamble. You don't buy crazy things. You just live. Coffee here, delivery there, a few subscriptions, some online shopping. Nothing dramatic. Yet somehow, your bank account never reflects your effort. And look, this is where most advice gets it wrong. They say, track everything. Just budget harder. You need more self-control. No, that's not the real problem. Because the issue isn't how much you spend. It's how your brain experiences spending. Let me challenge something you probably believe. You probably think, money is money. Cash or card, it's the same. Mathematically? Yes. Psychologically? Absolutely not. Your brain does not process cash and digital money the same way. Not even close. And once you understand why, a lot of your past financial mistakes suddenly make sense. And what I'm about to tell you is exactly why modern spending feels effortless and saving feels impossible. Researchers at MIT ran a now famous experiment. Two groups of people, same product, same price range. One group paid with cash. The other paid with credit cards. Here's what happened. People using cards were willing to pay up to 100% more for the exact same item. Let that sit for a second. A $50 item suddenly felt like $100 was reasonable. Nothing changed except the payment method. Not income, not intelligence, not education, just the format of money. That should scare you. And this is where it starts getting uncomfortable. When you spend cash, something very specific happens in your brain. Neuroscientists found that cash spending activates the insula. That's the same area associated with physical pain, a loss, disgust. Your brain reacts like something bad just happened. That pain isn't weakness. It's a warning system. Now here's the problem. Digital payments dramatically reduce that signal. Your brain doesn't feel loss. It feels nothing. Or worse, it feels rewarded. And once pain disappears, spending becomes automatic. Think of it like this. Spending cash is like back-end index pointing right, watching fuel leave your car's tank in real time. Spending digitally is like driving with the fuel gauge turned off. You can keep driving. You feel fine. Everything works until suddenly you're empty. And then you're confused. How did this happen? It didn't happen suddenly. You just couldn't see it happening. This is why smart people still end up broke. Let's stop being abstract. Let's do real numbers. Imagine you overspend $10 per day digitally. That's nothing, right? One coffee upgrade, one delivery fee, one impulse app purchase. $10 times 30 days equals $300 per month. $300 times 12 months equals $3,600 per year. Now stack just another $10 mistake per day. That's $7,200 per year. No big purchases. No luxury items. Just invisible spending. That's rent. That's debt payoff. That's investing capital. Gone. And here's what most people don't realize. Your brain uses something called mental accounting. You don't treat all money equally. Cash feels earned, limited, serious. Digital money feels abstract, replaceable, temporary. That's why gift cards feel free. Refunds feel like winnings. Bonuses disappear faster. Same dollars, different category. Digital money doesn't register as real loss, so your brain doesn't protect it. And companies know this. Every single one of them. Ever notice how easy spending has become? One-click checkout, save cards, auto-renew subscriptions, Face ID payments. That's not convenience. That's friction removal. Because friction is the last thing protecting your money. Every extra step activates thought, triggers pain, reduces spending. Remove friction, spending explodes. This isn't theory. This is design. So what do? Because just use willpower clearly doesn't work. Here's what financially smart people do differently. They don't rely on discipline. They engineer pain back into the system. Not everywhere. Strategically. Food, entertainment, daily spending, cash or limited cards, bills, automated, impulse categories, restricted. This isn't old school. It's neuroscience. And the final insight in this part changes everything. Here's what most people don't realize. Money behavior is identity-based. If money feels like numbers, you spend it, effort, you protect it, time, you respect it. Cash forces awareness. Digital money hides effort. So the real question isn't, how do I spend less? It's, how do I make money feel real again? So far, you've seen this. Cash activates pain. Digital money numbs it. And once pain disappears, spending stops feeling like a loss. Now here's the part most people never hear. The real danger isn't spending more. It's spending without memory. Because money you don't remember spending might as well have been stolen. Here's something strange. Ask someone what they spent cash on yesterday. They can usually tell you. Ask the same person what they spent digitally last week. Blank stare. That's not coincidence. Psychologists call this payment decoupling. Cash, paying and receiving happen together. Strong memory formation. Digital, paying is delayed. Pain is muted. Memory doesn't form. So when people say, I don't know where my money went, they're telling the truth. Their brain literally didn't record it. And this is where financial leaks become permanent. Let's talk about subscriptions. Netflix, Spotify, cloud storage, apps, tools you might need someday. Individually, $7.99, $12.99, $4.99. Feels harmless. But here's the psychological trick. Subscriptions never trigger spending pain. You don't decide. You don't confirm. You don't feel loss. Money just leaves. Now the math. 10 subscriptions averaging $15 equals $150 per month. That's $1,800 per year. And most people don't even remember what they're paying for. That's not budgeting failure. That's design. And once money leaves without resistance, it keeps leaving. Here's another psychological shift. Digital money creates false security. When you see a number on a screen, your brain thinks, I'm okay. There's still money. But cash feels finite. You can see the end. Digital balances lie. Because your brain doesn't subtract future expenses. Rent, bills, subscriptions, upcoming payments. So you overspend today based on money already promised tomorrow. This is why people with good income still feel broke. And now comes the most dangerous illusion of all. Credit cards don't just delay payment. They delay consequences. When you pay cash, loss is immediate. When you pay credit, pain is postponed. Your brain treats it like, future me will handle it. Except future you is still you. With interest, a $1,000 purchase at 20% APR, paid slowly over time, that can turn into $1,300 plus. But because pain is delayed, you underestimate the cost. This is why intelligence doesn't protect you from debt. Let me tell you a quick story. Two people, same income, same city, same lifestyle. Person A uses mostly cash for daily spending. Person B uses cards for everything. After 1 year, person A saved $5,000. Person B added $3,000 in debt. No extreme choices. No big mistakes. Just different payment experience. One felt money leaving. The other didn't. And behavior followed feeling. So let's flip the script. Here's what most people don't realize. You can use the same psychology that drains you to protect you. Instead of removing friction, add it intentionally. Examples. Unsave your card from shopping apps. Turn off one-click checkout. Use a separate spending account. Lower daily card limits. Every pause gives your brain time to wake up. And awareness changes everything. But we're not done yet. Because there's a deeper layer. Here's the identity shift wealthy people make. They stop seeing money as money. They see it as time. $20 isn't $20. It's 1 hour of work, 2 hours of effort, a piece of your life. Cash makes this obvious. Digital money hides it. So when money becomes abstract, time becomes invisible, and wasting money becomes easy. And this is why cash feels old school, but still works. Here's a simple system anyone can use. Step 1. Define leak categories. Food, entertainment, impulse buys. Step 2. Force visibility. Cash or cap cards only. Step 3. Automate the rest. Bills, savings, investments. Step 4. Weekly review. Not daily, weekly. This rematerializes money without overwhelming you. And now, the final realization. The biggest myth in personal finance is this. If I made more money, I'd be fine. No. If your spending system stays the same, more money just leaks faster. Income doesn't fix psychology. Awareness does, which brings us to the ending. Look, you don't need to be perfect. You don't need extreme rules. You don't need to hate money. You just need it to feel real again. Because once money feels real, you stop wasting it. You start directing it. And wealth becomes predictable. So here's your challenge. For the next 7 days, make money visible. Make spending intentional. Make pain your ally. And if this changed how you see money, you're exactly the kind of person this channel is for. Like, comment, and subscribe, because understanding money is the first step to controlling it.